Road. If you know where Kiwo is on the old road, you just drive down the road. The office is right on the road. You're going to see the FOL banner branded on it with our name and our logo. Everything is shining there. So thanks for joining me. Of course, I'm here again. Like I have always said, we have to start using our office while we're fixing it. But trust me, this office is going to be one of the best offices, TV offices here in studios. As a matter of fact, in Liberia, we're going to have our studio here, and we're going to have guests coming in. But we can, have our interview here, our guests coming in, and our discussion. Well, in the next edition of the show, we're going to be looking at a few things. As you may be aware, the Elections Commission today announced final results for the president's or the presidential ballots, where two of our Liberian citizens, current President George Weah and former Vice President Boakai, topped the list of candidates that vowed to contest for the presidential elections. And as per our law, that is specifically in Article 83 of the Liberian Constitution. 83 talks about how we go to the polls and vote and when the election should be held. 83. Then coming down to 83C, it says if none of the candidates obtain win the majority of the vote on the first ballot, the Elections Commission 15 days time should announce a runoff elections. So in keeping with that provision of the law, the Elections Commission, headed by Madam David Etta Brown Lansana today at a news conference, announced to the Liberian people that there will be a runoff of the elections, and that runoff is slated or scheduled for the 14th day of the month of November 2023. And of course, the Commission also announced that campaign for the runoff starts as of now. The campaign open. So political parties and their supporters, that is the two parties involved, the Coalition for Democratic Change that has been headed by the current Liberian President George Weah, and then the former ruling Unity Party that has been headed by Ambassador Joseph Yuma Boakai, former Vice President of the Republic of Liberia. The two of them are informed by the Elections Commission, the body responsible to conduct elections in Liberia, to go about to campaign so that they can be engaging with the other Liberian citizens, other political parties who contested, who took part into the elections. Some of them did not win. Representative candidates or senatorial candidates who contested, some of them won, some of them did not win. Go to them and talk to them that, look, we're going for a runoff, I'm in the runoff, I need your support, come into my side. Now, of course, beginning this week, or beginning next week, today is a Tuesday. From today upward, we're going to see lots of press conferences. We're going to see endorsement statement from NSI. Of course, that's a normal thing in Liberia politics. When some people can always endorse political candidates or politicians when they feel that their idea of leadership is what they want to follow. So we're looking up to that. But then another thing we're going to be looking at in the discussion today is the vote obtained by the two top candidates, Ambassador another ambassador, Ambassador George Weah, and then Ambassador Joseph Boakai. The two of them are neck to neck in these elections. The result, as were announced by the Elections Commission, the current President George Weah, obtained a total of 804,087 votes. That the percentage for that is 43.83 votes. That is the percentage obtained by the current President Weah, and then former Vice President Joseph Boakai obtained a total of 796,961 votes. The percentage for that is 43.44% of the total vote. So you see there, 43.83% and 43.44%, a very slim margin between the two as we go into the runoff election. What does it mean? What does it speak? What volume does that speak? What can we see? What is the difference? What has changed from 2017 to 2023? President Weah won, 14 of Liberia's 15 counties. Of course, he has, even in the first round, even though there was a second round of the election, but the first round he was there for the something percent or the 5%. But today, or now, we see that the margin is just very slim. Very, very slim. What is responsible for that? And the other thing we're going to be looking at is the huge invalid vote that was accumulated during the process. According to the Elections Commission, a total of 114,639. I read that again. The total invalid vote as recorded for the presidential ballot by the NEC as it stands accumulated to a total of 114,639 votes. What is responsible for that? That's huge number of votes, that should be going just free. As a commission today during the press briefing, she said maybe due to the sensitization, which she promised that they're going to build up on it, maybe people were not informed as to how to go and vote properly and so on. So we are going to be taking, contact our colleagues from the county, which we hope to speak with somebody from Bong County today, Maryland and Grand Gedeh and Lofa County. We've kept them on the line. You're going to hear that story. You're going to hear from them. What are the news in those part of the country? Everybody has heard now that the campaign open tonight. I'm sure the political party headquarters will be very engaged tomorrow. The Unity Party and the CDC. Candidates will be going back into the country to ensure that their foot soldiers are on their feet in the villages. But before taking the calls, we're taking taking a very short break to be back just in a few minutes. All right, so thanks for rejoining us. So I'm trying to reach out to our contact in the county, Bong County, Grand Gedeh County, also Maryland County. We talk to speak with them to hear their story. Tell us how it looks like in those places, and Elections Commission announcing the runoff to be held on the 14th of November. What are people saying? And so we try to reach out to them. This is Focus on Liberia, and of course, as we move on, this program is going to be more interesting. Please stick to it. You can share the video. You can also invite someone to monitor with you. I think we have our colleague Lloyd Fale on the line from way straight through Grand Gedeh County. Lloyd, can you hear me? Hello, Lloyd. How are you doing?
Yes, I'm okay. I'm good. Grand Gedeh is okay. Zulu Whiskey, as is usually called, it's okay. We have been very good weather since this morning. We have not been able to rain. We have not been able to do sunshine. And so the weather has been very cool today.
Okay, so folks, his name is Lloyd Fale. He reports for Voice of Gedeh in Grand Gedeh County. He's there joining us from way Grand Gedeh. So Lloyd, where are we joining you from? Where are you speaking to us from?
I join you from Zwetu, to be precise, around Telecom Community this evening. And but usually people call Zwetu Zulu Whiskey, which is of course the face of the Southeast. And so I talk to you from the program of the Southeast, the gateway.
Yeah, that's great. That's Zulu Whiskey, that Grand Gedeh County is Zwetu City. Great to hear from you from that part of Liberia. Okay, on the OAO, what's trending in Grand Gedeh County? What's the news? What's the latest there?
As you be aware, since October 10th, Nigerians have been eager to hear the final whistle from the Central Referee, which is the National Election Commission. And so since this afternoon, when the National Election Commission finally declared runoff campaign open, so Zwetu have been calm since the news arrived. But before then, Zwetu have been a place of attraction, especially during the election period And so today that the campaign has been declared open, let's see what happens tomorrow. I know very soon the two political parties that are going into runoff will showcase. But on the whole, as we be aware, it just ended election. In fact, dated back 2005, 2011, and 2017. Grand Gedeh had been a stronghold of CDC when the CDC were able to get 95%, 90%. And this time around, was able to give close to 80% of their vote. But let's see what happens to the runoff. If Unity Party will come and turn the eyes around this time around, let's see what happens. But at the same right now, Grand Gedeh is full. Everybody is eager to know what will be trending from now to the 12th of November.
Great, and that is a turning point of the discussion. Of course, Grand Gedeh and almost all of the counties in the southeast voted overwhelmingly for the CDC government re-elections. But even though the pronouncement by the NEC was done just a few hours ago, I'm sure we had to wait maybe for tomorrow or so before we can see political engagement. But since the first round of the elections, what are people saying? Is it something that people are eager to see President we are re-elected? Or are people saying that, oh, the way things going, we do not show that the president will be re-elected? What are the things you're hearing in the street of Grand Gedeh?
No, let me just take you back historically. I don't know what have been a serious tie between President George Weah and the people of Grand Gedeh County, but historically, what we have heard in the mouth of almost the other ones is that it was President Samuel Kanyado, who is a son of Grand Gedeh County. During his regime is where President George Weah was able to get at the peak of his football career, which of course President George Weah was a son, as he always been called in Grand Gedeh, that he's a son of the late Samuel Kanyado. And so since 2005, I can tell you that almost all of the voting that have been done have been in favor of President George Weah. Mind you, Nigerians are not been voting on the basis of party line. That is, whenever a representative candidate or also the 12th candidate is on the ticket of CDC, I can tell you that people don't vote on the basis of that. People wouldn't vote for President George Weah, and if you are on the CDC ticket and you are not doing well in the county, trust me, people don't vote you. And so that's what I've been the case. But indeed, when it comes to the law of Nigerian House for President George Weah, I don't know how it grew, and I don't know how it's actually going in the minds of the people. But indeed, in every street and corner, even the little ones that have been coming up, all of the presidential candidates that have been coming, the names that you hear in the mouth of the people is George Weah, George Weah, George Weah. Just as of recent, the news have been teaching now that a few persons now calling the name of the Unity Party or Joseph Waka. But on the average level, I can tell you, most of the people that we have talked to, almost all of them have been talking about President George Weah re-election, and that was actually exemplified in the just ended October 10th.
Great. Okay, that is it. We look forward to see what happens during the runoff. But Lloyd, you are a journalist. You think was there anything that was featured that caused the Unity Party to get a kind of low vote in Grand Gedeh, or was it something that the people just overwhelmingly voted for President Weah and the CDC? What can you say?
Yes, as compared to 2017 and 2023, I can tell you all of the police stations that we visited during the first round of the election, you see people come out in their numbers. But what actually went wrong, for which people were not able to actually go through the process, was those that were recruited to serve as police staff. When you imagine people go on the line from in the morning, before 5 o'clock, people were already online. When you imagine that, but people who go online would be on this particular line from 5 all the way to 10, 11, 12. Before you get to the door, then the police star that will be there will tell you, oh, you're not putting here, go to the other line. Meaning that person can go back to the back or to the rear. Yeah, of course, many people got tired and went back home, but which out of 63,000, you were able to have actually about 30 to 40,000 people that even turned out. So it was a serious problem when it comes to who gets recruited. That is a serious problem. We imagine some of the police staff, we don't even recognize people's names. I don't know how they were recruited, but I think the National Election Commission needs to do more. But again, this is Liberia, people, I don't want to say how people are actually recruited when it comes to job facilities, but again, those are people recruited for the run of the National Election Commission need to do more so that people that will be going to the ballot box know how to act. Another problem that will solve this again is that people were taken from Monrovia to Zwredu. It said that they will come back again after the 4 rounds because most of them they came to vote for representative candidate and senatorial candidate. And not just that, there were people that were taken from Zwredu and carried to Sino. People were also taken from Zwredu, carried to other part of the district just to vote and vote as district representative. The question is, will these people be taken back to where to register? Here where the major problem will be, and I can tell you, I will say a low turnout in terms of people voting in this runoff.
Thank you, Lord. And I love that later part. I foresee a low turnout. I mean, you're right on that because I myself am a witness that there were a lot of trucking that took place. People took people from Monrovia, Mulbah County to other parts of Liberia, while people were taking people from the county to another counties, and I'm not too sure that those people will be capacitated enough to carry those people, those voters back to vote. Since some of them they didn't win the elections, or some of them already won their seat, they are seated. They may not be having a vehicle to do that. But as we close up, Lloyd, Gedeh put us on surprise in the legislative election. We saw the Senator Marsha Dennis not been retained. He been replaced by Thomas Yaya Nimle, who has contested, I think, 2 times for that seat. And also that George Sebi Bole didn't come back. And and then Alex Chester Grant also contested for Senate as senator. He didn't come by. He represented district number 3 from Gedeh. Tell me, the only person who was able to come by is Aaron Malese Goyon. Yeah. So what was responsible for that?
This election, I can say it involved many surprises in Gedeh. For the first time since Gedeh was declared in council since 1964. This is the first time for the female to be elected as representative or as a lawmaker. Since 1964, they have not been female. And so for the first time that the people of the electoral district number 2 went to the poll and elected a woman, a female, for the first time in Gedeh County is an historical event that taking place in Gedeh. And not just that, all of the districts were able to set out their lawmakers. The electoral district number 3, yes, the equivalent putting up for the election, what he did was to contest for the Senate. Unfortunately for him, he was not able to Elections Runoff was defeated by Marshall, by Thomas Yaya. Even Marshall Dennis, who was I don't know whether he's still chair or banking currently. This is a man that was massively defeated by Marshall, by Thomas Yaya. Thomas Yaya was unelected, and people who voted for him, I can tell you, he was voted on the basis of sympathy. He's one of the candidates that never have anything to give to the people, and so we're coming cash to see a person himself as chairperson for banking and currency coming back to the county who served 9 years and is beaten by somebody who, after the election, can just go to real trouble, sit down on a farm, and do a farm where some for election come back and contested to come back and beat you. It's something that was beyond imagination. And not just that, he also defeated a representative candidate who served for 12 years of served as representative candidate for the electoral district number 3. So in such person who just after the election will not go by in the bush, will come back in the election at this point of time will be somebody who served for 9 years and who served for 12 years. It was very well shocking. But like a bullet, I can tell you, it was obvious that even almost everybody in Gedeh knew that he was not going to be able to, because almost all of the time don't even come back to his county, come back to the constituency to see what was happening. It was literally when the election was coming, that was done, he was able to come back to the people, tell them what was happening. Oh, when I was there, I was sick. Some of these excuses he was giving, I was sick, I was not very feeling well, and I was able to go to India to treat myself. So I'm well now. I think I can go back for the second time, and this time around. So these things were not actually resonating well in the ears of the people, and that's how they made that choice. But again, Grand Gedeh is having a legislative caucus that I can tell you that most of them are new. Like Barry Johnson, like Chico TV from Electoral District number 3, like Aaron Madison, having someone in Yaya. It's a new breed of laws because of Grand Gedeh to be joining Senator Zoe Madison. And let's see, over the years, since we have been a party election, I can tell you, the Grand Gedeh legislative caucus have been divided. There has been serious division among them. So they are saying that any senator marshal than what he can.
Thank you.
And suspended his membership for almost 4 to 5 years. Literally, when he started the legislative caucus. So they are going to serious division among them. But let's see the new breed of law because they are just being elected. And let's see whether they will actually put the agenda of Grand Gedeh County. But again, it's a new day for Grand Gedeh and the new breed of people. We are very hopeful, especially with those that know that come on in there, who are very forced when it comes to Grand Gedeh issues, like the lens of Aaron Madison, who are actually very instrumental when it comes to development in each district. These people, let's see how they can all come together to make Grand Gedeh better. But again, it was a serious surprise in the 2023 election when it comes to the Grand Gedeh legislative caucus members.
Indeed, it was a surprise. You're right. So, just in maybe 1 minute, anything further within, anything else that happened in the county within ask you of, you want to talk about it, just in maybe less than a minute so we can take leave of you. Anything you want to touch on the county that we didn't talk about?
Yes, the issue of the allegation from one of the sons of the southeast in Bond and currently known as Nathan Light, have been a serious point of discussion in Grand Gedeh where they have serious assertion that to accuse Mr. Kai Fale, who is the chief executive of Grand Gedeh, of threatening his life and training rebels and all of these things. This has been serious discussion in Grand Gedeh, and Grand Gedeh back home, and even those in the diaspora have expressed their frustration and disappointment in statement that will be coming from somebody who they think have been their son, especially you from Salo County, just in neighbor to Grand Gedeh, that you would make such a statement and he have been actually seen as a disrespect and on a serious issue that Grand Gedeh have been taking. So this has been a trending issue, but most of the people that have been on the local radio have been condemning the statement from Mr. Blight that Grand Gedeh is a place of peace where you have good of Liberia. It's a teacher for Liberia regarding Grand Gedeh. Even some foreign nationals have been in Grand Gedeh, and Grand Gedeh have been home of hospitality and home of comfort where people come and seek refuge, where people can enjoy, where people come and have a very good life, and people will accuse Grand Gedeh of that they are in the habit of training rebels. This is confounded, and people are very condemning this, and that has been a serious issue in Benji.
Thank you so much, Lloyd. Thanks so much for speaking with us. We're going to be here another time tomorrow or so. We're going to join you. Every time we hear on this show issues, inside Liberia, we try to speak with our colleagues from the county to bring us up to speed as to what's trending in those counties. Thanks for picking our calls. We appreciate the time being with us. Thanks so much.
Thanks so much, and I hope that during the run-up trying to come Grand Gedeh, do the real job, or at least come Grand Gedeh to see what we are to do and where we can host people when they come to our county. I hope you be Grand Gedeh for the run-up.
Thank you so much. So, your name is Lloyd Fale. He's our colleague from Grand Gedeh there, straight through city. He's been speaking with us again. My name is Prince. We try to reach out to our colleagues in Bong County, Maryland County, and Lofa. But we're having some technical problem. Just bear with us, maybe for the background or so. That's due to some technical problem which we are fighting hard to solve it. But yes, again, before we started the show, I said we're going to be discussing the presidential election runoff, how people are, receiving that message from the Elections Commission. then our colleague going to tell us, on the county what the people saying, what the locals are saying in the county, because they are the one that are going to be voting for us on this side. Maybe we understand it better than they do. The numbers going to change from the ballot paper number 1 now going to be, number 18 going to be number 2, and number 2 going to be number 1. When we had the first round of the elections, number 18, the president of Liberia, President George Weah, was on number 18. The former Vice President Joseph Boaga was on number 2, but now he's going to be on number 1. That is the former Vice President Boaga, and then of course President George Weah will be on number 2. Let's see if we can reach out to Jacob Kemu from Bong County to see whether we can talk to him on this edition of the show. Keep tuned to Focus on Liberia. Follow us all the time. A good year from the county, man. You have to listen and follow the show to see what our colleagues in the county will say. Maybe you're from Maryland County, maybe you're from Gedeh, maybe you're from Lofa, from Bong County. If you listen to Focus on Liberia, you're going to hear what is happening, or what are happening in those countries. In those counties rather, and they will tell you. I think Gedeh is on the line. Gedeh, are you there? Can you hear me? Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, how you doing, Gedeh? Can you hear me?
Yeah. I'm trying to get you much better.
Okay, great. All right. So how are you doing?
Relatively, I'm good. From the sense of Bong County, we are good, and the county is very cool. We are just, following the activities of the citizens just after the election. We are in a post-election period, and the county is relatively cool as I speak to you this evening.
Great. And where are we joining you from? Where are you?
Yes, I just currently entered in the city of Banca because we've been on a media tour today in the county. I just entering the main city of Banca, so I just entering this evening just on a media tour this evening.
Okay, that's good. All right, so I'm sure you may have followed the press conference by the Elections Commission. Finally, the commission has announced the runoff election for the presidential race. That runoff going to be between former Vice President Joseph Boaga, who came second to current President George Weah. How is the city of Banga look like, especially so with this news?
Yes, it was very exciting today. As usual, citizens within Liberia have been listening to different radio stations. They have been listening to different media outlets with regards to the report for the National Elections Commission. So, from the stage of today's report for the National Elections Commission officially declaring campaign open for the runoff process, Bong County people, they are all, posted and have been seeing a kind of excitement in the faces of, citizens within Bong County. The county have different candidates, especially within the 2 candidates as per the result of the election that are going for the runoff. They have their different supporters within the county. With regards to that, the runoff process is a perfect opportunity for them to make the right choice as to who takes on the county, not just the county, but who takes over the country for the next 6 years. So they are though they are not reflecting what decision they're going to be taking, but I know there are supporters from the 2 parties that are actually going for the electoral process. So they are seated and very, very, passionate to go to the poll and also to go through the short term of campaign process that was pronounced by the National Elections Commission. And so far we have not seen violence. Yeah, we have not seen violence from the other of the supporters, since the election. Though there are issues that other people started voicing out in terms of requesting the National Elections Commission to carry on some recount process. but the county has been relatively cool from the overall perspective.
Great. Okay, so the vice president comes from Bong County. She was, she had a press conference, I think that was the day before yesterday, where she was calling on the citizens of Bong County to be like those from Nimba to have voted for her, like the way Nimba County people voted for their son Jeremiah Kun. How is that message resonating with the citizens of Bong County?
Yes, with regards to that, today was one of the competitive days from the angle of the Coalition for Democratic Change, particularly from the vice president's stance. There are been issues as per what we gathered today. There has been issues in terms of reconciling the entire county where the Bond Legislative Caucus, quote unquote, in their words, have been divided over time. People going the way they want to go, people going according to the will and pleasure of their political leaders, or according to the will and pleasure of their political bloc. But today was a day for reconciliation, to reconcile their differences, putting aside their differences where chiefs were in attendance, traditional leaders were also in attendance. The occasion was held, in Ko Village in Suakoko District. There were, those, not Suakoko District, but in District number 6.
That is in Yulukwale.
In District number 6. So, with that now, the occasion was intended to at least, put aside the differences they have, owing to the fact that they want to compute with Nimba County as the way Nimba County voted their own kind. So it was a message that was amplified today with regards to Bong County taking into consideration, putting aside their differences and also cherishing their own, which is the current vice president of the Republic of Liberia. There were issues where they put forth on the table as to some of those things that have been keeping them aside, some of those things that have been making them to go astray. So it was well intended. Lin Eugene Langwe was present. The likes of Nathaniel Palu Mangeo was also present at the occasion. Coupled with other state officials that also great the occasion today. They left very late this evening.
Okay, Jacob, thanks for joining us. We'll keep you posted. We're going to join you again tomorrow night, same time on the same edition of the show. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you so much to focus on Liberia family. It's always good to be a part of the presentation, particularly of the people in Liberia and also other people in the diaspora, updating them about some of those different things happening for the central region, particularly from Banga City.
Thank you. So your name is Jacob Kemo, that he joined us from Bong County, Banga. So if you've been following, thanks for being there. This is all the time we have for you on this edition of the show. Tomorrow night we're going to dig deeper. But then we are going into the around the town. Speak with the voters. Political parties have had press conferences. I'm very much sure people will be jumping over from one party to another. Those who took part in the elections will be taking their side. Some will be going to the Unity Party side, while others are going to the CTC side. And then we're also going to be speaking with people from the county, what's going on there. Our colleagues will be having to move around because the pronouncement was just made tonight by the Elections Commission. So I'm sure some of the county leaders may have not gone out to inform their supporters. So we're going to be following it tomorrow. So just be there. Tomorrow night, we're going to be here for another edition of the show. Until then, my name is Prince. Bidding you good night. Bye-bye. This is Focus on Liberia TV. Of course, we do this all the time in ensuring that we bring you fresh news and information from Liberia and other parts of the world. Thanks for being there. Bye-bye.